Good morning, children.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
You heard the glad news, no, children? Glad news or sad news for you? Hmm? So far, all were asking when the school will reopen, when can we come to the school. Now, once you got the news, nobody is happy. No? How many of you are happy? Just raise your hands. Let me see how many of you are happy to come to school. Nobody. No one really. At least one is there. Thank God. So far, what I was thinking is you all are so eager to come to school. And you are thinking that some of you are racing, see some new student. You have to see your school, no children. Anyways, I was expecting all will raise their hands. For us, the only difference is that with students and without students, anyway, we are coming to the school. We are waiting eagerly to meet you all. And I don't know, class 11, when it will start, but other classes, whether we are following the same pattern as CBSE is also following the same pattern as that of state school, I don't know. They are going to start the classes for 1 to 7 and then 10 and 12. No, 12th and 12th also, no? 1 to 7 and 12 standard. 8, 9, 10, sorry, 11 and 12. And 8, 9, 10 later. That is what was shown in the news. Anyway, hope for the best. At least some are there, no? 2, 3 hands I saw. Okay, let us come back to our topic. We were learning about connective tissues, and connective tissue, I told that it got the name because it links and support different tissues and organs. We also learned about the classification of connective tissue. How are connective tissues broadly classified, Jyoti? How are they classified? Broadly into 3 categories, 3 types. Which are they?
Ma'am, I was not there last.
That is not an excuse, Jyoti, not at all an excuse. Then why our recording team is uploading it the very same day? Huh? That is meant for absentees, those who miss the classes. So don't come up with that excuse again. Analyst?
Question. Well,
Where were you? You were thinking about reopening? What are the main classification or how can you classify connective tissues? I told you it is, are you checking? See, without learning the daily lessons, it is difficult to manage biology children. Elaine?
Loose connective tissue, specialized connective tissue, and dense
connective tissue. Loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized connective tissue. Which are the 3 special types of connective tissue, Gaya? Tushar, turn your video on. I'm not able to see you. Yes, Gaya?
Blood, bone, and cartilage.
Blood, bone, and cartilage. Then how are or what are the 2 types of loose connective tissue? Malavika, Prabil? 2 types. Huh?
2 types of loose connective
Loose connective tissue.
areolar tissue and adipose tissues.
Suddenly relevant. Areolar tissue and adipose tissue. And dense, Shabri? Dense regular and dense irregular. Now we are going to learn about all these different types of connective tissues in detail. Children, make it a point to learn your daily lessons because you know that you are learning so many new terms. If you keep postponing it for learning, then towards the end you will have really tough time. So don't do that. At least you to become familiar with these words. You read the textbook. So don't join the next session without reading it. Okay. So whatever has happened, but don't repeat it.
ma'am, the other slide, connective tissue.
The previous slide you want to see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It links and supports other tissues and organs. And that is the most abundant tissue out of all the 4. This is the most abundant tissue in complex animals. And in connective tissues, except in blood, cells known as fibroblasts are present and they will secrete fibers. like collagen or elastin. They are actually fibrous proteins, and because of these protein or fibrous proteins, our body or the tissue gets strength, elasticity and flexibility wherever they are present. And apart from that, in between the cells and fibers, there is a ground substance or there is a matrix which fills the space in between the cells and fibers. These are actually polysaccharides, modified carbohydrates. Those are also, or this matrix or these polysaccharides are also secreted by the cells that constitute the connective tissue. Okay. Then about the classification, loose connective tissue divided into areolar and adipose, dense connective tissue into dense regular and dense irregular. Specialized connective tissue are of three types: cartilage, bone and blood. We'll start with the first one, loose connective tissue. As the name suggests, they are loosely packed, loosely arranged, has cells, that is fibroblasts, macrophages and mast cells. A fibroblast, already you learned what is its function, and macrophages and mast cells. Macrophages are phagocytic cells. They can engulf the foreign particles. Both of them, macrophages and mast cells, are derived from, are formed from WBC, white blood cells. And these two cells play an important role in immunity, in providing immunity, macrophages and mast cells. So in loose connective tissue, along with fibroblasts, macrophages and mast cells are present. And here the fibers, cells and fibers. So in any connective tissue, I told you cells and fibers are there. Fibroblasts are present and these cells secrete collagen or elastin fibers. So cells and fibers are present. So cells along with fibroblasts, you can see macrophages and mast cells, and these are present in a semi-fluid matrix or ground substance. So it will be in a semi-fluid nature. It's not solid. It will be in a semi-fluid form. It includes areolar tissue and adipose tissue. Both are present beneath the skin. Areolar tissue is present beneath our skin, and it serves as a support framework for epithelium. Epithelium is the outermost covering. So just beneath, so, you know, skin is a type of epithelial tissue, compound epithelial tissue. So it is present just beneath it, and it provides or it acts as a support framework for epithelial tissue. Then adipose tissue. This tissue is also present beneath the skin. Cells of this tissue store fats. So just beneath the skin, there is a layer of fat. Now I think those who have seen the peeling of skin of chicken, I don't know whether you have noticed it, and along with the skin, a layer of fat is also removed. Just beneath or just close to the skin, you can find a layer of fat. It acts as an insulator also, retaining our body warmth. So in chicken, you might have seen, but nowadays already peeled, skin peeled flesh you get. But earlier, we used to, with the skin we used to get, and then we used to, those who want it, they can take. And nowadays people are avoiding it to make it lean meat. As such, chicken is lean meat, but by removing the skin, the fat content can be further reduced. So it is located beneath the skin, and it is, this particular tissue consists of adipocytes. These cells store fat. Excess fat will be stored in these cells which are lying just beneath our skin. Excess nutrients are also converted into fats and stored in this particular tissue. It can act as an insulator because a layer of fat covering the entire body, because it's beneath the skin, and it can retain our body's warmth. Once again, so we learned about loose connective tissue. Two examples also we learned, areolar and adipose tissue. And in loose connective tissue, along with fibroblasts, the fiber secreting cells, apart from that, mast cells and macrophages are there. Both of them play an important role in immunity, and the different cells and fibers will be present, or they are placed in a semi-fluid ground substance or matrix. And that is why we say it is loosely packed. It's not very what to say, because of the matrix that gives it a appearance of a loose connective tissue, not very tightly packed, because these are present within a semi-fluid matrix. Then areolar tissue and adipose tissue, both are present beneath the skin, but they serve different functions. Areolar tissue, they act as a support framework for the epithelial tissue which is lying above. And then adipose tissue, it consists of cells known as adipocytes, and these adipocytes, they store fat. Excess amount of nutrients will get converted to fat, and they will be stored in these cells beneath our skin. Apart from acting as an insulator, as and when your body needs energy, that can be broken down to release energy too. Okay, shall I change the slide? Dense connective tissue. Dense, thick. So here from the term itself or from the name itself, you can understand the cells are very compactly, tightly packed. That is what it makes it very dense. So mainly connective tissue is made up of fibers and fibroblasts, or those cells which secrete fibrous protein. So both of them are compactly packed, and you can categorize them into dense regular and dense irregular. And here you can see in the figure the picture of dense regular and dense irregular. By comparing these pictures, you can make out that there is a particular arrangement or a pattern in the first one, whereas in the second one, they are just scattered without any particular pattern or orientation. They are just scattered here and there. But in the first one, you can see it is arranged in rows or in a particular parallelly arranged. You can see a method of arrangement, a pattern of arrangement. That is why you call it as dense regular connective tissue. When it is not arranged in any particular pattern or order, you call it as dense irregular. So first we will see dense irregular connective tissue. As you can see in the picture, the fibroblast and mainly the collagen fibers, they are arranged in an irregular pattern. They are arranged irregularly without any specific orientation. They are just arranged. You can see this tissue in the skin. This type of tissue can be seen in the skin. Here fibroblasts and fibers, collagen fibers are irregularly arranged, or you cannot find any particular pattern without any specific orientation. They are just arranged. Dense, I'll show it again, not to worry if you haven't noted it down. Dense irregular, we just completed. Dense regular connective tissue, as you already saw in the previous figure, there is a regular pattern of fibers. Collagen fibers, they are, I'll just show you the figure once again. Collagen fibers, they are arranged in rows between parallel bundles of fibers. Collagen fibers, they are arranged in rows between many parallel bundles of fibers. So between the parallel bundles of other fibers, collagen fibers are also arranged in definite rows, which gives it a regular pattern. Whereas in the case of dense irregular connective tissue, you cannot find any such specific pattern or orientation for the arrangement of these fibers. Example. Two examples are there, tendons and ligaments. Both are fibrous tissues, or these connective tissues tendons will attach muscles to bones and ligaments attach bone to bone. So here you can see the tendons and ligaments. Tendons are attaching the tendon, it is attaching muscle to bone. Whereas the ligament, it is attaching or connecting two bones together. So tendons and ligaments are examples for dense regular connective tissue. I'll show the dense connective tissue once again. Fibers and fibroblasts, as the name suggests, dense. In loose connective tissue, the fibers and fibroblasts are present in a semi-fluid matrix. Here, there it was not very densely or compactly packed. But when it comes to dense connective tissue, the fibers And fibroblasts that make up the connective tissue are very compactly arranged, very tightly arranged, and you can categorize them into two types depending upon the pattern of arrangement. If they are arranged in a definite pattern, in a row pattern, then you can call it as dense regular connective tissue. And when they are irregularly arranged without any specific orientation for these fibers, bundles of fibers, then you can call it as dense irregular connective tissue. And there are only skin was given. So for dense irregular connective tissue, skin is the example given. And next one, tendons and ligaments are the examples for dense regular connective tissue. As I told you, here you can see a definite pattern of arrangement. Collagen fibers is seen in a row pattern. They are arranged in rows between parallel bundles of fibers. So different fibers are there, collagen and elastin. So between many parallel bundles of fibers, you can see arrangement of collagen fibers in rows, which gives it a regular pattern. And you can find this type of connective tissue in tendons and ligaments. Tendons will connect muscle to bone, whereas ligament connects two bones together. Got it? Now moving on, third one. So we have completed loose and dense connective tissue. Next is about specialized connective tissues. Three are there. Three specialized connective tissues are there: cartilage, bone, and blood.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, the last
You want to
slide.
see the previous one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Cartilage. Here, intercellular material. Intercellular means the material, intercellular, in between the cell. So the material present in between the cells is solid and pliable and resist compression. Pliable means flexible. You know that when compared to bones, cartilage is flexible. So it is solid and pliable and it can resist compression. And the cells which make up cartilage, you call as chondrocytes. When it is bone, you call it as osteocytes. Here it is, children, when we learned about cartilaginous fishes and bony fishes, ostichthys and chondrichthyes. So cartilaginous fishes, we call it as chondrichthyes. So chondrichthyes, the term chondrocyte, that indicates the cells that make up cartilage. They are enclosed in small cavities. You can see in the figure, the cells are enclosed within small cavities. And these cavities are known as lacunae. In both bones and in cartilage also, we call it as lacunae. Bone cells are also arranged like this. So cartilage cells or chondrocytes are enclosed in small cavities within the matrix. So matrix is also secreted by the cells that make up the connective tissue. So cells are placed in specialized cavities. You call it as lacunae. And here the intercellular material, the material in between the cell or the matrix is solid and pliable or flexible and it can resist compression. It is because of this matrix that cartilage is very soft and we are able to bend these structures. Most of the cartilages in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bones in adults. Children, you know that for a baby, when a baby is born, the number of bones is more than 300. But we have only 206 bones. And majority of the bones they have will be cartilaginous actually. And later these will fuse and form bones. That is why once we grow up to an adult, the number of bones are getting reduced. The cartilages are fusing together and they are getting transformed into bones. So babies are having, we say that more than 300 bones are there, but most of them are cartilages and which will later fuse and the number of bones will be reduced in adults. So most of the cartilages in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bones in adults. Once again, I will repeat the points. We were discussing about cartilage, one of the specialized connective tissue, and it is soft and flexible, and it is solid, and it can resist compression. So cartilage can resist compression, and it is because of they provide flexibility. It is because of the flexible matrix they have got, and the chondrocytes, the cells that make up cartilage, you call as chondrocytes, and they are placed in special cavities. You call these cavities as lacunae. And then I told you that cartilage is the number of bones. Usually we say not only in vertebrate embryos, even when a baby is born, the number of bones present in them will be more than 300. It is because the difference in the number of these bones is actually because they are in babies, majority of those are made up of cartilage, which will later fuse and form bones. So the number will get reduced in adults. Next is bone. Here, hard and non-pliable. It's not flexible. And children, you know some locations where cartilage is present. Where can you find cartilage? Anybody? Where do you find cartilage? Yes?
Ears. On the ears.
Ear, the outer ear, then in the nose, then in between the vertebra, you have several 33 vertebrae. So in between the vertebrae, then they smoothen the bone surface at the joints. So in many places, then in trachea, you have learned supported by incomplete rings of cartilage. So in different parts of your body, cartilage is present. Now bone is hard. It's not flexible. You cannot bend it just like just like cartilage, because the ground substance or matrix is made up of calcium salts and even phosphorus, calcium as well as phosphorus, and even collagen fibers, which give bones its strength. So its cartilage is pliable, cartilage is flexible, whereas bones are hard and non-flexible, and they have a solid matrix. And this matrix is made up of calcium and phosphorus salts and the collagen fibers, and all these will together impart strength to this particular connective tissue. And here the cells are known as osteocytes. So there it was chondrocytes. Here osteocytes. They are bone cells, and they are also placed in specialized cavities. You call it as lacunae. In cartilage also you can find cavities known as lacunae, and they are also present in bones. Functions of bones. They provide the structural framework. We are having a shape, or the body is having a shape. It is because of these bones or the skeletal framework. So bones join together and they are forming a skeletal framework. And if no bones were there, we would have been just a mass of flesh. It supports and protects the softer tissues and organs. You know, we have rib cage, then skull. All these are made up of bones. They will protect the delicate internal organs. Limb bones, so weight bearing functions. So we have leg bones, and it is our body weight is borne by this particular bone. So it is a weight bearing, it has got weight bearing function. They take part in locomotion and movement, that you know. These are attached to, or bones attached to muscles. They will bring about movement by contraction and relaxation of the bones along with the muscles will bring about movement. It is because of their coordination, or when bones and muscles work together, we are able to move. Blood cells are produced in the bone marrow. So there is a substance which fills the bone, space inside the bone, that is known as bone marrow, and new blood cells are being formed in the bone marrow. These are some of the functions of our bones. Once again, it provides structural framework to the body. It provides structural frame, or that forms a structural framework of a body, and it will protect the soft and delicate internal organs. Say, for example, skull, rib cage, etc. They will protect the delicate internal organs. And limb bones. So the bones in our leg, they have got weight bearing function. So they are holding the entire weight of the body. Then along with the muscles, they bring about movement. And blood cells, so within the bone marrow. So bone marrow is present inside the bones and their new blood cells are being formed. Once again, the bones provide structural frame to the body, support and protect the soft, delicate internal organs. Limb bones, the leg bones, they have weight bearing functions. They take part in locomotion and movement. You know which is the smallest bone? Smallest and longest bone? Your thigh bone is the longest. And the ear bone, ear ossicles we say, those are the stapes. There are different ear bones. Stapes is a ear bone or a ear ossicle. Ossicle means small bones. And that is the smallest bone in our body. Stapes. I don't know whether you have learned about the different ear bones. So stapes, S-T-A-P-E-S. That is the smallest bone in our body. And the largest one is the thigh bone. Or femur, F-E-M-U-R we say.
Ma'am,
Oh,
can you show the previous slide, bones,
Yes.
first slide?
okay. So we'll see cartilage and bones once again. Cartilage, here the intercellular material, that is a matrix, is solid and pliable and it can resist compression. And chondrocytes are placed within specialized cavities present in the matrix. Matrix is also secreted by the cells. So they are placed within specialized cavities known as lacunae scattered within the matrix. And the cartilages present in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bones in adults. As they grow up to adults, the number of bones will be reduced because the cartilages will get fused to form bones. Then we learned about bones. It is hard and non-pliable, not flexible, and their matrix is made up of calcium and phosphorus salts. And the collagen fibers present in that particular cell or in this connective tissue, the collagen fibers, the ground substance containing calcium and phosphorus together impart great strength to our bones, and the bone cells, otherwise known as osteocytes, they are placed in specialized cavities known as lacunae. Then we learned about, did you see that? You want me to repeat it again? You want to see the previous slide now? Who asked?
No, okay. I just wanted the last word.
Okay. Then the functions: provide structural frame to a body, support and protect the delicate internal organs, and limb bones, they have got weight bearing functions. Then they take part in locomotion. Along with the muscles, they bring about movement. And the last point, the bone marrow is the site of production of new blood cells. Now we need to learn about blood. Blood, already you know many of the points. What are the different cells that make up blood? You know, blood is a fluid, only fluid connective tissue. What are the different cells present, children, in blood? What all points you know about blood? Then we'll proceed. First, you tell me what are the different points that you know. Buddha, tell me any one point about blood.
Blood has red blood cell, white blood cell, and something other.
Something. Red blood cells, white blood cells. Then what is there? One more type, starting with P. Platelets. Platelets, red blood cells, white blood cells. And what makes it a fluid? All these cells are present in a fluid matrix. What do you call that fluid matrix? Alina Varghese, what do you call the fluid matrix? I can't hear. Who can help her? Jyoti, what do you call the fluid matrix of blood, where the different cells are scattered? Class 11 biology students. I will give you a clue. Starts with P.
Ma'am, plasma.
Plasma.
Plasma. So plasma is a straw colored fluid where different cells are present. And what are the functions of? No, Alina, I was not able to hear you. What I was saying? What are the functions of these cells? Red blood cells. What function do they perform? Eva, what is the function of red blood cell?
It carries oxygen.
It helps in carrying oxygen, and red blood cells contain the pigment hemoglobin. So with the help of hemoglobin, the oxygen can be transported, then it imparts red color to the blood. Okay, white blood cells, Elaine, Valentina, Elaine, Elaine, can you tell?
Fight something, I think.
Fight something.
Uh,
They are the soldiers of a body, we say. They will help us to get protection from diseases or infection. So they will resist or they'll help in fighting against infection. Then platelets. Say, anybody can say. Platelets, no function.
They clot blood.
They help in the clotting of blood so that the loss of blood from a body can be reduced. So in case of some accident and all, it is because of these platelets along with vitamin K, calcium, etc. They'll bring about, it's a chain of reactions and it brings about clotting and to prevent the blood loss from a body. And plasma is the fluid where all these cells are present, and you know the different functions performed by blood helps in the transport of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, hormones. So different functions are performed by blood. So let's see more about blood. A fluid connective tissue containing plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and blood platelets. It helps in circulating different substances, digested nutrients, waste materials, hormones, and then what else? Oxygen, carbon dioxide. So that's it. Very briefly, it is given about blood. It's a fluid connective tissue, helps in transporting substances made up of plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Okay. So before we proceed to muscular tissue, we'll just quickly summarize the points that we learned. So we'll start with loose connective tissue. Mary Angelina, what did we learn about loose connective tissue? Mary disappeared. Devi? Mary, you take time. I will ask. Where did you go in between to check the book? Okay, tell me the answer.
No, ma'am.
Say the answer.
And it has cells, fibroblasts, macrophages, and one more thing is there.
Who are the cells placed? Where are the cells? These cells placed? Macrophages, mast cells. What did you say? What else you said?
Ma'am, fibroblasts.
All these are?
Fibers.
How are they arranged? Where are they arranged?
They are loosely arranged in semi-fluid ground substance.
Okay. Next point, Devi.
It contains areolar tissues.
There are
Adipose tissues.
areolar and adipose tissue. Areolar tissue, Meryl. Meryl didn't get a chance today, no? Most of the days used to get. Yes, Meryl.
Ma'am, they are present beneath the skin and it serves as the support framework for the epithelium.
Yes, good. Emmeline, adipose.
They have a cell named as adipocytes, which store the fats. Excess nutrients are converted to fat and stored there.
Okay. Dense connective tissue, Jyoti. Jyoti is thinking that how many times she is asking me questions today. Okay.
In dense connective tissue, the fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed.
Okay, compactly packed. Then Tushar, another point. Tushar, what happened last 2 days? I didn't find you.
Ma'am, there was no current in my house.
Okay,
so
okay.
the PC got switched.
Okay, okay. Yes.
What was the question?
What did I ask Jyoti? About
Dense connective.
loose connective tissue. She told one
Dense,
point. These
dense.
are loosely arranged.
Ma'am,
Sorry, dense connective tissue. They are very compactly arranged. Fibers and fibroblasts are very compactly arranged in dense connective tissue. And two types are there: dense irregular and dense regular. You tell me about any one.
Dense irregular pattern of fibrous and fiber tissues, fibroblast.
So in dense irregular connective tissue, can you give me an example for dense irregular connective tissue?
It's present in skin.
Skin. So in skin, you can find dense irregular connective tissue where the cells and the fibers and fibroblasts are irregularly arranged without any specific pattern. Then dense regular connective tissue, Buddha.
Shows regular pattern of fibers.
Tell me one more point. How the collagen fibers are arranged?
They are present in rows.
You can read your textbook clearly.
Yeah.
Without referring that, you tell me the points. You face me, I can make out whether you're reading from the text or not. What is the difficulty in saying it without looking? Simple sentence, no?
Collagen fibers are present in rows between parallel bundles of fibers.
I can see you very clearly, Buddha. Collagen fibers are arranged in rows in between parallel bundles of fibers. And two examples, Lakshmi?
Ligament and
tendons. How are they different, analysts? How are these two different? Why to check there? The answer should be spontaneous. What is you have been learning it from class 9?
Tendons attach skeletal muscles.
Tendons attach skeletal muscles to
bones.
Ligament.
Ligaments attached to each other.
One bone to bone to what? Another. Or it will connect two bones. Ligament will connect two bones. Tendon will connect muscle to bone. Muscle to one is muscle to bone, the other one bone to bone. Then after that we learned about specialized connective tissues. About cartilage, what did we learn? Sarah? Aditya Dev, where are you? Yes, Sarah?
They are soft skeleton tissue.
Say, I didn't hear.
They are soft skeleton tissue.
What makes it soft? Their matrix is soft, and what else? One more adjective we used. Cartilage. You can just do your outer ear like this. No, why? Because it's very either you can start with P or you can start with the F. What is the word, Gaya?
Pliable.
Pliable or flexible. And it can next point about cartilage. What cells make up cartilage? Sami, are you there? Devika?
Yes, ma'am. The cartilage cells are present in cavities and
what do you call those cells, Devika?
Cells are known as chondrocytes, and they're present in cavities and in most of the cartilages in this vertebrates which are in embryonic stages, and later on when they develop, they get converted. The number of bones get reduced.
Okay. Then we also learned about bones and blood. About bones, who will say? Malavika, Vibin?
Yes, ma'am. They have hard and non-pliable ground.
Don't read, Malavika. They have hard and
non-pliable substance.
If pliable, if it is difficult, you can say which is not flexible. Okay, or rigid. Rigid matrix. Then
They are rich in calcium, salt, and collagen fibers.
Which will provide it what?
Strength.
Then next point, Aditya Dev. Aditya,
Yes,
where
ma'am.
are
They
you?
are present in
Okay.
spaces called lacunae.
They are placed in what type of cells?
The
What are
bone
the
cells are
cells?
present in space.
No, you name the cells once again.
Osteocytes.
Osteocyte, they are placed in special cavities known as lacunae. And we learned so many functions. What are the different functions? Who didn't get a chance so far? Okay. Samia, now can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give me any two functions of bones.
Ma'am, blood cells are made in the matrix. Yes, a bone marrow.
Yes. One more.
They helps in locomotion and movements.
Okay, they help in locomotion. Anashwara, another function?
Ma'am, it provides structural frame to body.
It provides structural framework to the body. And then finally we learned about blood. Which are the different types of cells present in blood? Nehal, name the different types of cells present.
Red blood cells, platelets, white blood cells.
Okay. So now we'll wind up and rest we'll be learning in the next class. Thank you, children. Come prepared for the test paper next class.
Thank you, ma'am.